You want to walk on? Pay your own way? We certainly won't stop you. There ain't no way you're ever going to play. Not here.
He just might make it. Begging. I just hope he lives. Why are you wasting your time working with that kid?
Well, he wants it more than him.
If I can teach my son how to walk, I can teach you these steps. You just got your butt kicked by a walk-on. Dad, it's no walk-on.
The Lord knows that you've worked harder than anybody else, on and off the field.
You are living proof that when you do the right things, good stuff happens. And you have done everything right.
Of all people, how's that make any sense?
His life meant something. It had to. I've never met a better man than your brother.
He believed that if he worked hard and did everything he was supposed to, God would make everything turn out for the best. Didn't everything turn out for the best, Marty?
Have faith, Marty. This is my road.
How bad do you want it? Real bad! How bad? Real bad! How bad? Real bad! Burlsworth got him!
Brandon Burlsworth has become the greatest walk-on story in the history of college football.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2023 Burlsworth Trophy Award Show. The Burlsworth Trophy recognizes those players that had the dream to play college football at the highest level. It is for those that were overlooked and underestimated, but have risen to prominence through hard work, determination, and a never-ending desire to be the best. Yes, the Burlsworth Trophy stands for all that is good in college football. A total of 74 players from schools all across the country were nominated for the 2023 award. From those, the selection committee announced 10 semifinalists. And now, we are down to 3. Let's meet the 2023 Burlsworth Trophy finalists. He leads through his actions and everything he does full speed. He's become one of the best interior linemen in the game and has played virtually every defensive snap. This season, he's totaled 48 tackles, with 9 tackles for loss and 4 sacks. Offensive linemen have learned to account for this guy because he's coming. From James Madison Jr. defensive lineman, James Carpenter. He began his college career at the Division II level before moving up to D1, where he's been a force to be reckoned with. Averaging over 6 yards a carry, he's the SEC rushing leader and is only a few yards shy of being #1 in the nation. From the University of Missouri, senior running back, Cody Schrader. His daunting competitiveness and love for the game has been showcased throughout his entire career. He leads the Big 12 Conference in receptions and receiving touchdowns. He has become the pinnacle example for what an OU football player should be. Reliable, unflappable, persevering. From the University of Oklahoma, senior wide receiver, Drake Stoops. Now, please welcome your host for tonight's show, John Williams.
Thank you, everybody, and welcome. It is great to be back in Bentonville at this wonderful place. Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art attracts visitors from all over the world. And isn't it great to have this world-renowned museum right here in Arkansas? Yeah. I also want to welcome all those watching the Burlsworth Trophy Award show via our live stream. As this award continues to grow in stature, our live stream audience continues to grow as well. We have 3 incredible finalists, and we want to welcome the family and friends of each finalist as well as the coaches and representatives from James Madison University. Yep. The University of Missouri. And the University of Oklahoma. So we have an incredible show lined up for you tonight, and all of this would not be possible without the support of our sponsors. Thank you for being a huge part of the Burlsworth Trophy year after year. This event is led by the Brandon Burlsworth Foundation, and the Burlsworth Trophy also supports the very important work of this foundation. The mission of the Brandon Burlsworth Foundation is to support the physical and spiritual needs of less fortunate children. Sponsors, your support is what makes this possible. Now, a little over a year ago, the Brandon Burlsworth Foundation received a call from ABC's, the show you've heard of, Good Morning America. The show is in the planning stages of broadcasting a future show live from the University of Arkansas. And the name Brandon Burlsworth definitely came up. Let's take a look.
It has already been a big morning for TJ, returning home for Rise and Shine, Arkansas. There he is, hitting the University of Arkansas football field with the Spirit Squad. And TJ, who are these kids you with?
Hey, good morning, Trey. It's kind of hard to hear you, but I'm here with some really special kids. These are kids with the Burls. These are Burls kids, all right? These are Burls kids, and they are here, and they are part of a program in honor of a young man that I was actually in school here with, Brandon Burlsworth. We were in school together. He has an incredible underdog story that turned into a tragic story and is now continuing to be a story of inspiration. Take a look.
At the University of Arkansas, things are done the Burls way.
But the Burls way is the right way.
Do the best you can. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And never, ever quit.
The Burls way, inspired by its namesake, Brandon Burlsworth. With his signature thick-rimmed glasses, this Harrison, Arkansas native had one dream: to play football for the Razorbacks.
Being a Razorback, growing up, every boy that's interested in athletics in this state, that's the goal. To be a Razorback is the ultimate.
Brandon's dream was a lofty one. Early on, he was an unathletic kid, and he'd have to work harder than anyone to have a shot. And that's what he did.
He'll outwork anybody. That's always what he would be, the first one in the weight room, and he would be the last one to leave. That's the way it had to be.
By the end of his senior year of high school, Brandon had played well enough to earn a number of full athletic scholarships. But one school didn't come calling: Arkansas.
Nothing less than being a Razorback was going to do for him.
He set his mind on something. It was going to be the way that he had planned it.
Brandon was given a walk-on spot at Arkansas, but he had to pay his own tuition. His mother answered the call, took out a mortgage on their family home to help her son achieve his dream. After 1 year as a walk-on, he was rewarded with a full scholarship and never looked back.
Nice block by Burlsworth. Look at Smith downfield.
Always in those cheap black-rimmed glasses, all he could afford, underneath his helmet, Brandon became one of the best players in the country. And after 4 years and a master's degree, Brandon's next goal, the NFL.
Indianapolis takes Brandon Burlsworth, the guard from Arkansas.
Then just 11 days after being drafted, driving home to take his mother to church, Brandon was in a car crash.
Well, I always call that that's just the worst day ever. Worst day ever.
Brandon did not survive.
And then you're looking for answers. And there's not any. There's no answer.
The Burlsworth family found their answers by building on Brandon's legacy. His brother Marty founded the Burlsworth Foundation, providing underprivileged kids with corrective glasses and a chance to go to football camp.
I don't want him forgotten. I don't want him forgotten. Doing so, we're able to help so many kids.
This is my favorite. I had this a couple years ago. But a little boy made this, and then his whole class signed, "Thank you for getting him glasses."
Through the example he set, the Burls way lives on. And guys, that story gets me every single time. Vicky, Marty here with me now, and I've talked to you all actually over the years. I was in school here with him. That was one of the most devastating moments on campus that I can remember as a student when we got that news that day. But look at the work you're doing now. What does it mean for you now to, here we are all these years later, that you all are still able to carry on?
Yeah, I mean, it's what you do as a family. Yeah. You know, we don't want him forgotten, and just to be able to help others through what Brandon did while he was with us, that's what's really key.
What's it like for you to look at this, see these kids with these glasses on?
It's awesome. It's awesome. And their smiles, you just don't ever get tired of it. We're teaching them about character and doing things the Burls way.
You speak of the smiles. I see these smiles on these faces. Now, how many of you all want to be Razorbacks one day? Of course you do. Well, we're going to help you maybe get a jump start on that, because every single one of you, we can tell you, you're going to get some of the best training around, because all of you now are going to the football camp. All of you have a spot in the Burlsworth football camp. You didn't know that was coming this morning, did you? But all of you all are going to get to go, and also we want you all to be able to continue your work. So I want to bring this in now. Our good friends at Wells Fargo didn't want you to be here without being able to make a donation to your organization as well and to continue your work. Yes, $10,000 from Wells Fargo. A donation to your program.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for helping.
So Robin, Stray, George, you all talked about it earlier. You all know how proud I am of this state and of this university, and in particular Brandon Burlsworth over the years has meant a lot to me when I was in school, and just to be able to still be a part of and to share his story is a really, really big deal. So thank you all for a very prideful rise and shine you all let me do today.
Good to see you back there, TJ.
Now, as we opened tonight's show, you saw the movie trailer for Greater, the Brandon Burlsworth story. The movie was released nationally in 2016. It gives me goosebumps every time I watch the trailer, every time. And we even have some of the people involved in making this film with us here tonight. Now, did you know, I just found this out today, that last week on Netflix, Greater made the list of top 10 movies in the United States. Hello! Because I don't need Netflix, I own the DVD, but, you know, we can go with that. In 2019, ESPN and the SEC Network began looking into doing a documentary film on Brandon Burlsworth. There were a lot of stops and starts along the way, but on November 14th, True Character premiered on the SEC Network. Let's take a look.
Here we go. We're getting into the season. We're 1-0, 2-0, but I never will forget. Here we go. It's Alabama, and I'm a scared coach. Wednesday, I never will forget, a Wednesday night, we got through watching the practice film. You can hear footwork. Who is this over at 10 o'clock at night in the dark? Brandon Burlsworth. Brandon, what are you doing? Well, I didn't have a good practice day, Coach. I said, I know we all didn't have a good practice. Sorry. Yeah, but I want to get my steps right. So Thursday night, I meet with a team by myself. Like I asked Clint Sterner, Clint, what'd you do last night about 10 o'clock? Watch TV. Anthony, what were you doing? Finishing up homework? Good. What were you doing? Playing a video game? Let me tell you what one of your teammates were doing last night. His name was Brandon Burlsworth. He was here last night at 10 o'clock. And you know what he was doing? He was going through his footwork because he wanted to get it right. And you know what? If everybody will care like this Brandon Burlsworth did last night for us, hey, we'll beat Alabama.
Now, the Burlsworth Trophy has grown in national significance and is now widely recognized as one of the top awards in college football. It has taken a lot of hard work and commitment to get to this level, and a night like tonight takes months of preparation and planning. It is a challenge, but I've never known this man to shy away from a challenge. Please welcome to the stage the president and CEO of the Burlsworth Trophy, Marty Burlsworth.
Thank you. And it is a pleasure to be here for another Burlsworth Trophy Award show. And from our family to yours, welcome. And I want to thank an outstanding group of volunteers and staff who make all of this possible. Thank you for being a big part of the success of this event. We could not do it without you. We always look forward to this time of year because it's special. This is a time to celebrate the young men who've accepted the challenge to fight the uphill battle, because that is what it is, an uphill battle. They've had to maintain a focus, demonstrate great strength of character, perseverance, and drive. And if there's one thing all of these players have, it's drive. They began their college career as a walk-on, but with the work ethic that they brought every day, they knew they wouldn't be a walk-on for long. And they've had great support. Now, they had to do the work. They had to get it done, but they didn't get here alone. All of our finalists had great support and encouragement from their families that had traveled many miles supporting these guys as they chased their dream of playing college football at the highest level. But as one family member told me last night, he wouldn't have had it any other way. And I know the families of all our finalists agree. Dale and Karen, Tom and Jenny, Coach Stoops and Carol, along with sisters and brothers and many other friends and family members, you have been there for these guys, just as you are here supporting them tonight, and that's special. James Madison University entered the FBS level in football in 2022. 1 year later, James Carpenter is a Burlsworth Trophy finalist because of his work ethic, drive, and desire. Drake Stoops became the go-to receiver for the University of Oklahoma, Mr. Clutch. And that's because of his work ethic, drive, and desire. Cody Schrader is the first player in SEC history with 200 yards rushing and 100 yards receiving in a single game. And then a few days later, he came to Fayetteville, Arkansas, and had a pretty decent game then too. But it's still because of his work ethic, drive, and desire. Gentlemen, you have earned your place here. And as a Burlsworth Trophy finalist, you are part of a family. It's a brotherhood of past finalists that understand what you've been through and the obstacles that you've overcame. When Brandon first walked onto the University of Arkansas almost 30 years ago, he faced the same challenges, but having to face these many difficulties have helped make you the young man that you are today. And you all have proven that you were up to the challenge. Thank you.
Thank you, Marty. One of the highlights of our show each year is Rick Schaefer's interviews with our finalists, and those are coming up soon. If you've never been to this, if you've never seen Rick's interviews, they are fantastic. But first, we have another very popular segment. Our finalists faced many challenges beginning their college careers as walk-ons, as you know. Have you ever thought about what it's like for the families? Well, we're about to find out. KNWA's Alyssa Orange gives us a little insight into being a family member of a walk-on.
I think once he got there and realized that, I can play at this level, he put everything he has into the football team at JMU.
The commitment, the hard work, the dedication is second to none. He's really worked hard for this.
You give him an opportunity or you tell him he can't do something, he's going to prove you wrong.
He's doing it.
And yeah, he's doing it. He's going to figure out a way.
United Bank will open up the vault and show us again. Big hit by James Carpenter.
They just always had a ball of some sort. Lacrosse stick in their hand, banging it against the side of the house. The basketball hoop outside, constantly throwing football on the skateboard.
He did not start playing football until his 8th grade year. His friends talked him into it. He was a little scared at first, I think, for the physicality. But I think once he realized that, I'm bigger than everyone else, at least at that level, he stuck with it, and obviously we are where we are. I can remember just, talking with Karen and just beating our heads like, this kid deserves an opportunity somewhere. And by the grace of God, JMU reached out, and here we are. So it's almost overwhelming. I'm choking up talking about it. It is. It's overwhelming. We were just excited he made the travel squad. We went to every single game, never saw the field.
Pictures of his
butt. That's all I could get was his back, But I can remember him, calling me, Dad, I'm going to start. And I'm like, say that again? What you're going to start? But once he saw the field and got a taste of it, and I think knew what it took to get there, he hasn't relinquished it. So
it's just been such a ride, and it's just rallied our entire family and friends and his high school, and we're just all of us are just so proud of this kid.
All Isaac and Drake ever wanted for Christmas was a ball of some sort, not even a football, a baseball, a basketball, a soccer ball, any ball. Isaac for a while wanted to play hockey. Drake wanted to play soccer. They love anything with a ball, any sport. I swear, they were just born that way.
It could be really anything, but yeah, we're just competitive in our nature, and then you have someone who looks just like you and has a lot of the same attributes as you, so It's just like a lot of people compete with themselves every day, where we get to compete with each other.
Cannot count how many times we were at the hospital for stitches.
Yeah.
One
reason,
or the other.
One or the other. We lost track of who was there more.
We'd have someone spin us around in like the industrial-sized dryers, and one time we put Tyler Venables through the laundry chute of the equipment room to get us through to the other side to unlock the door.
Isaac and Drake's sister already went to Oklahoma, and they are a tight crew, those three. He did want to play at the highest level, and he just kept coming back to, we went on a few visits, and he just kept coming back to, I want to play in front of 80,000 people, and I want to hear a stadium roar when I score a touchdown.
You know, I'm just extremely proud of him and happy for him. He deserves everything that he has now and everything that's coming to him.
He's given us so much joy just watching. I mean, a game that we all love and has been a part of our lives for so long, but it's just watching who he has become and still becoming, I'm sure.
Just proud of the overall person, not just, more so than the player.
Let's give it to 7 and see if he can go the distance. Maybe he can. Cody Schrader. I was going to say, I trust number 7.
Started the end of his 7th grade year. His baseball coach talked me into letting him play for one game. And I was like, all right, coach, we'll do one game. And then one game, he took off with the ball, one shoe. You can't really paint the story any different. And then it was his story wrote itself after that.
We were actually his managers for high school, so we were like the water girls. So we also fed him water, snacks, everything during halftime. He always had a tradition of he needs a banana and Gatorade at halftime, so we'd always make sure we secure those.
And I think it was the year that he took the lead role at Truman State. And he just took off with the ball. I think that right then I knew that he had the ability to get to that next level. We sat at home during the Christmas holidays. He goes, Dad, transfer portal's a thing now. And I'm like, let's do it. Let's put it out there. And he talked to his coach from Truman, and we put it out there. And then it wasn't long before Eli reached out, and then it was like the greatest opportunity ever.
I told him, I was like, if you get the shot, go for it. I mean, you've worked hard for it. Like, he's put a lot of hard work in for it. So I said, go for it.
And then once he got the opportunity to get on that field, but it was through practice and through that spring game, and then he had to prove himself in the fall.
They show always, like, the players, like, who's the starting lineup. When his name popped up, we all looked at each other, we're like, no way.
Yeah, this
we
is
just
real.
started going crazy. We were, like, cheering, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, this is crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't be prouder. I mean, all the effort he's put in. It means a lot to me. It means a lot. Because at the end of the day, he had to put in the work. Yeah. He had to do all the things that nobody else would do. And as a dad, you couldn't ask for more.
It begins with the flicker of an idea. And when that idea happens, in a place made for creative, collaborative thinkers, that idea can transform you.
The Burlsworth Trophy is blessed to have a very distinguished selection committee who take their responsibility very seriously. Year after year, these men and women devote themselves to making sure every nominee has an equal shot at this award. Beginning your college career as a walk-on is very challenging, and the members of the selection committee deeply respect the commitment of every nominee for taking on the challenge. And we want to say thank you to the selection committee for your devotion to this award and the players it represents. Now, at this very time, 3 years ago, something pretty cool happened, just out of the blue, and we have to share it with you guys tonight. Now, I guess you know you've hit the big time if you're the answer on a game show, or in this case, the question on a game show.
1200. The Burlsworth Trophy is awarded to college football players who began as these, typically non-recruits. Amy.
What are walk-ons?
Right.
Nice. Yeah. What is awesome That's what that is. The Burlsworth Trophy is a proud member of the National Collegiate Football Awards Association. This group includes such awards as the Davy O'Brien, Doak Walker, Arkansas's own Broyles Award, and the Heisman Trophy. All of these awards are featured on ESPN's College Football Award Show every year, and the Burlsworth Trophy is there too.
The Burlsworth Trophy, given to the most outstanding player who began his career as a walk-on, Kenny Willekes, Michigan State.
Burlsworth Trophy is given to the outstanding player who started his career as a walk-on, and Pitt's Jimmy Morrissey continues a long legacy of great offensive linemen from the Steel City. Verbally committed as a walk-on, and 571 days later, got his scholarship. 47 career starts, first team All-ACC. Congratulations to Jimmy Morrissey, just the second offensive lineman to win the Burlsworth Trophy, for a player who started his career as a walk-on. The Burlsworth Trophy goes to the outstanding player who started his career as a walk-on, and this time it goes to Arkansas linebacker Grant Morgan, who was a finalist for it last year. He led this nation in tackles last season in the regular season. This year, fought through injuries, 98 tackles. You probably know he's the first Arkansas player to win the Burlsworth Trophy, which is named for Brandon Burlsworth, a former Arkansas player who went from walk-on to two-time All-SEC to draft choice before he was tragically killed in an automobile accident just 11 days after being drafted. Burlsworth Trophy winner Stetson Bennett will be at the helm for the Bulldogs. The Burlsworth goes to the outstanding player who began his career as a walk-on. Brandon Burlsworth is the trophy's namesake. Started his career at Arkansas as a walk-on, eventually became a first-round draft pick. Brandon was tragically killed in an automobile accident shortly after that draft. Stetson, meanwhile, comes back trying to defend or pursue another college football playoff national championship. He was the offensive MVP in their victory against Alabama a season ago and had a terrific season to follow up this year.
Now, did you know that the Brandon Burlsworth Foundation also has another award, this one at the high school level? We know the Burlsworth Trophy recognizes the achievements of players who have worked long and extra hard to contribute to their teams, and the trophy is based on performance on the field. The high school award isn't, but the Burlsworth Character Award has become a special part of high school football all across the country.
There are over 16,000 high school football programs in this country, and football is important. It teaches so much, but it's more than Friday nights and letter jackets. It's more than throwing or catching a pass or running for a touchdown. It's about something bigger. It's about being part of a team, caring about your teammate more than yourself. Now that's character. And the Burlsworth Character Award rewards high character nationwide.
The Burlsworth Award is a very important part of our program here at Flambeau School, and to us it's really the Hall of Fame of character.
And having an award like the Brandon Burlsworth Award, an award that celebrates character, an award that celebrates Christian values, is such a wonderful thing for my program.
My name is Major Josh Lawler, and I'm a former high school athlete from Rogers, Arkansas, a husband, a father, and a current active duty nurse practitioner for the U.S. Army. I was honored to receive the Brandon Burlsworth Character Award in 2005 while playing high school football.
This award isn't about being a great player. It's about being a great teammate and a great person.
We don't give individual awards in our program as far as best player or MVPs or those types of things. This is the only one that we select, and it's simply because it exemplifies exactly what we want all of our boys to be about.
It's such a great award to show that these young men are going to be future pillars of their community, great fathers, great sons, great brothers, and great husbands.
We need to celebrate things like character, like Christian values in our world, in our society today. They are so undervalued.
Even today, it serves as a testament to the type of gentleman and leader that I aim to be.
As one coach said it best, I'm almost positive Brandon would be very proud of all of you and all of those that have received this award.
Football careers fade, but your character lives on.
Now, Rick Schaefer has been an important part of the Burlsworth Trophy Award show for many years. His interviews with our finalists enables us to know each young man just a little bit better, and we're about to witness why these segments are so popular. Our next player literally grew up with OU football, and when I say literally, I mean literally. And years later, he joined the team as a walk-on, and this season has been extra special. He's made a ton of big plays. KATV's Steve Sullivan highlights Drake Stoops.
One of the most consistent, hard-working grinders I've been around.
Think about his path. 6 seasons, 8 catches year 1, 9 year 2, 15 year 3, 16 year 4, 39 year 5, then this season. First team all Big 12, 78 catches in the regular season.
I think that's one of the hardest things to do. And, I feel like a lot of scholarship players have it easy, but, I don't think it's ever come easy for Drake. And, he's defied all odds, and I just respect the crap out of him for that. So
he's always open. If you click the tape, just watch him, and you'll see him always open somehow, some way. And a guy like him, having him, kind of the safety blanket for me, but also the confidence in knowing, that's a guy I trust.
Drake has the knack for making the spectacular look routine during both games and practice.
We were doing one-on-ones, and I've never seen a receiver do a double head fake and just leave the defender like that. I've never seen it in my life. Bro said, and left the defender to the side, and I'll never forget that. That was crazy, but I feel like that's only something he can do.
His timeliness for making the tough plays, the tough catch, the tough run after the catch is incredibly unique, and it's over and over and over. He makes it all look so simple.
Sophomore wideout Gavin Freeman thought so much of Drake that he showed up for the Sooners' final home game wearing Drake's number 12 jersey.
I came to the stadium wearing his number 12 jersey, not just because it was the last game, but just how much he meant to me, or still means to me, since I've been here, and how much he's made an impact on my life.
And Coach Venables says Drake coming out big in the Sooners' win over Texas was one of those wow moments.
For us, and winning that game in the fashion that we did, and doing it with, for me personally, I was exposed to that through Bob Stoops. And, when I was here, in the early 2000s. And so to be able to do it again with his son was almost, it was like it wasn't real. Really, really cool to hear the Cotton Bowl, screaming Stoops. That was one of those snicker moments in the middle of all the chaos.
He's going to be in my wedding because I love who he is. And to his core, he loves everyone around him and makes it about everyone else but himself. And to me, I just believe that's a great quality in a human being, but also a great quality in a football player.
Please welcome Burlsworth Trophy finalist Drake Stoops of Oklahoma.
Okay, Drake, so you grow up in a family where your dad's the most famous guy in Oklahoma. What was that like?
Yeah, that was different. I was really proud of him growing up and getting to be around such a historic program like Oklahoma and getting to see his success. And in a way, it kind of made me hungry to work really hard for something and have that same passion, drive, and energy for something.
Now, we saw those pictures of you with your brother. You were identical twins. What was the best prank you ever pulled on your parents?
We didn't pull it on my parents, but we pulled it on my teachers. We skipped class in second grade and flipped classes until Isaac folded and told his teacher. And, and yeah, they came and found me.
Then your parents found out. What happened?
I don't think they were too mad. It was no harm, no foul.
That's great. So did you grow up thinking someday I'd like to play for Dad?
Yeah, I knew I wanted to play college football. I didn't know exactly where, and it just happened to work out. He retired my senior year of high school, and I started to really consider Oklahoma as an option. And yeah, so.
So are you saying you would have gone elsewhere if he'd have stayed as coach?
Yeah, in so many words, I think I would have. And that's not any knock on him. I mean, everyone would love to play for their dad, but just the way the world works, it tends to discredit you, and they'd say what you got is because of who your dad is as a coach, and as a man, you don't really want that.
Now, you had scholarship offers at other schools. What eventually caused you to decide on Oklahoma?
I knew that I wanted to play on the biggest stage you could possibly play on. And growing up, I guess I was a little spoiled in some ways, getting to go to Oklahoma games all the time and soak that in as a little kid. My eyes were just huge thinking of that, And so I went to other schools and visited, and I just kept thinking, I don't want to go anywhere else. And I knew that even if I wasn't ready right then, I'd work hard enough and I'd make it work for myself that sooner or later I'd be ready to play on a stage like this.
Now, your dad had a receiver who was a walk-on receiver that he said, would you talk to my son about his options? Tell us about those conversations.
I actually remember Baker Mayfield called me when I was in high school and talking about his walk-on experience and how, no dream's ever too big and to always bet on yourself and, that really anything's achievable through hard work, dedication, and perseverance. And I remember after that call, I kind of had a new sense of belief, and it kind of made the decision a little bit easier for me. So that was something I'll really always appreciate.
Did Baker tell you about this ceremony, the Burlsworth Award?
No, I mean, he didn't mention that, but I do remember watching him win it a couple times, and I think he had a tremendous career.
Now, you've done something that nobody else will ever do. 6 years at the same school. That's pretty amazing. After 3 years is when you got the scholarship. What was that like?
Yeah, that was definitely a proud moment in my life. Like vindication for all the hard work and, hard times in those first 3 years. It's just, vindication. As a man, you want to have that recognition for all that hard work. And there's no greater thing you can have than the respect and admiration of your coaches and teammates. And so I think that's what meant the most to me, was them being able to recognize me and kind of let me walk through that door finally.
Then you had a coaching change about halfway through, or a little after you're halfway through your career. What was that like? Because you knew Coach Venables, did you not? Yeah,
I knew Coach Venables, and it was kind of like a welcoming home for him. And I didn't know what it would be like, but I think knowing the type of man he is and the type of culture he's trying to build and what he was bringing with him, I couldn't have been more excited. And we struggled the first year, but I think you kind of got to see a taste this year of what Oklahoma football stands for and what it's capable of being underneath his leadership.
Did you wrestle with coming back for a sixth year?
Yeah, I definitely did, for many reasons. But, I figured where I was at last year and where I was trying to go, there's one more year couldn't hurt if I really, worked harder and tried to target some areas that I wanted to get better at. And there's just no way that I could have a worse season. So I figured, I could have a better one and ended up, working out exactly how God planned it to.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then I have to ask, I know your dad's watching everything that you're doing as a player. Did he ever coach you, even though the other coaches were supposed to be coaching you?
Yeah, no, he did a good job of being dad first and always being there for me, giving me advice. And if I ever needed advice or came asking, he would always have great answers. And really just how to, being a coach for so long and being a player himself, how to go about certain conversations or how to handle certain situations. And he was always a great resource to me. And I definitely have that blessing above a lot of people. And I've always been very, very grateful for that.
Okay, you got a communication degree as your undergraduate. What do you want to do with that?
Play football.
Okay, that's right. Well, guess what? After it's over, you got to do something. You see all these ESPN guys, they used to play football, right? Is that what you want to do?
No, I'm something probably in the sports world, but I mean, we'll see. And at the end of the day, communication really just teaches you how to be a well-spoken person, how to articulate yourself well, and how to, form relationships with others and connect and maintain those relationships. And so I think that can apply to any area of life and any area of business. And I think that's why I kind of like the general feel of it.
I think it applies very well to Drake Stoops, don't you? Thank you, Drake, very much.
Thank you.
%. Did you know that 83% of all learning in school is visual? Now imagine you're an 11-year-old child sitting in a classroom, unable to see the board, and your family can't afford glasses. Want to help? Now you can. This is Chuck Berry, and thanks to the Brandon Burlsworth Foundation's Eyes of a Champion program, children from all over Arkansas are being given the gift of sight. Log on to BrandonBurlsworth.org to see how you can help make a child's life brighter.
What does it mean to be a fan? The kind of fan that counts down to game day. The kind of fan that passes love for their team down through generations. When the team suits up, they suit up. When the game is on the line, they're just as important as any player. Because without you, it's just an empty seat. Full Vision is a proud supporter of the 12th Hog.
Now, we had a very impressive group of nominees for this year's Burlsworth Trophy, and the semifinalist group includes a four-year starter, team captains, academic all-conference honorees, and players that have already completed their degrees. This is a competitive, hard-working group. Let's recognize the 2023 Burlsworth Trophy semifinalists.
One of the most trusted voices in the locker room, this former walk-on led his team in tackles in his first year as a starter. And it's been a steady ascent ever since, as he is the most consistent player on a vastly improved defense. He's known as the Machine because he is fundamentally sound and never seems to make a mistake. From Kansas State University, senior linebacker Austin Moore. A tenacious defender with a natural feel for rushing the passer. He emerged as the team's sack leader in his freshman year. Since then, he's continued to rack up sacks and become one of the best defensive ends in college football. From Arizona State University, junior defensive end B.J. Green. He wasn't a highly touted recruit. He wasn't even ranked at all. But with an unparalleled work ethic, he took his shot as a walk-on, and in his first full season as a scholarship player, he tied for the team lead in sacks. And the title of team captain wasn't just given to him. Like everything else, he earned it. From Iowa State University, senior defensive end Joe Evans. A four-year starter with 2023 being one of the best of his career. He's played both sides of the offensive line, becoming the anchor of a unit consistently churning out solid performances. He's a three-time academic All-Big 12 selection with a chance to earn another selection in 2023. From Oklahoma State University, senior offensive lineman Jake Springfield. After serving on special teams in 2020, he began to work his way up the defensive depth chart and earned a scholarship the very next year. He's a technician, a vocal leader, and just gets the job done. Graduating with a degree in economic sciences, he's also a three-time Pac-12 academic honor roll selection. From Washington State University, junior linebacker Kyle Thornton. The word can't is not in his vocabulary, as he always strives to be the best and won't stop until he is. Besides classwork and football practice, for the first few years on campus, he also worked nights at a grocery store for about 40 hours a week. He's a 5'9", 180-pound pass-catching dynamo that has secured his team's single-season records for receptions. He may have a small frame, but he's got a big heart. From the University of South Florida, junior wide receiver Sean Atkins. He sparked a lot of curiosity in the college football world with one of those unique, feel-good stories fans love. After a remarkable performance in the 2023 season opener, he earned a full athletic scholarship. This quarterback, who engineered an upset of the USC Trojans, became one of college football's most celebrated figures this season. He's an inspiration to his teammates and never expected to reach these heights. Yet his ability, passion, and drive have him exactly where he's supposed to be. From the University of Utah, junior quarterback Bryson Barnes.
Man, those are some good players. Wow. The Burlsworth Trophy winners are understandably fan favorites at their universities, and over the years, Marty and Vicki Burlsworth have had the opportunity to visit the schools of Burlsworth Trophy winners the following season, and it's always special.
Winner of the 2018 Burlsworth Trophy from Clemson, Hunter Renfro.
Trophy to Hunter Renfro. Ladies and gentlemen, the most decorated walk-on in Clemson history. Give it up for Hunter Renfro.
The Burlsworth Trophy, named for former Arkansas walk-on and All-American offensive lineman Brandon Burlsworth, is given annually to the most outstanding FBS college football player who began his career as a walk-on. Here tonight to present the 2020 Burlsworth Trophy to Jimmy Morrissey are Brandon's family, Marty and Vicki Burlsworth. Jimmy is a four-time Letterman, a two-time Pick team captain, and named All ACC 3 times. He also made his first NFL start for the Texans last Sunday. Panther fans, please give it up for the 2020 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Jimmy Morrissey.
The winner of the 2021 Burlsworth Trophy from the University of Arkansas, Brent
Morgan. This is just a huge honor. I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life. God bless and go Hogs.
The Burlsworth Trophy, named in honor of former Razorback All-American Brandon Burlsworth, is given annually to the most outstanding college football player who began his career as a walk-on. Now, after 12 years, the trophy is back where it all began. Please join us in congratulating the very first Razorback to win the coveted Burlsworth Trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, linebacker number 31, Brent Morgan.
The winner of the 2022 Burlsworth Trophy from the University of Georgia, Stetson Bennett.
The Burlsworth Trophy is presented annually to the most outstanding player who began his career as a walk-on. In 2021, he led the Dogs to their first national championship in 41 years and finished his career by going undefeated, winning the 2022 SEC championship and another CFP national title. Georgia fans, please join Marty and Vicki Burlsworth as we recognize the first University of Georgia player to win the coveted Burlsworth Trophy. Congratulations to the 2022 winner, Stetson Bennett.
Now, Our next finalist has a very unique story. He began his college career as a walk-on, but at that time his school was a Division II school. Now let's learn more about the journey of James Carpenter.
I talk to coaches every single week. When I bring up the JMU defense, they bring up 99, they bring up James Carpenter. There's no bigger compliment than that. Your hard work has paid off. Congratulations, Carp.
4 years ago, Kurt Cignetti was looking for high-quality walk-ons. The James Madison head coach hit the jackpot with nose guard James Carpenter.
James Carpenter, in my 40 years of coaching plus, is one of the most tenacious players I've ever been around. Snap in, snap out.
You're such a pleasure to coach on and off the field, and what a tough, dynamic player that you are. You make my job easy as a D-line coach, and man, you cause a lot of chaos in backfields across the Sun Belt and across the country.
James Carpenter redshirted in 2019. By 2021, he was a freshman All-American. His coaches say he's wreaked havoc from the time he stepped on the field at JMU.
He's been our best player for 2 or 3 years, and the havoc he creates up front that frees up other guys to make plays. He's a problem for offensive lines.
Jamry Croma played alongside James on the defensive line.
Well, this award just shows so much about your hard work, your perseverance, your adversity, hardship, everything you have been through throughout your journey. And now everybody knows your story. Just want to let you know that I'm very proud of you. Glad to have you as my teammate, glad to have you as my brother, and always love playing next to you.
And I can't say enough about him. Proud of him. Came in as a walk-on, but knew right away he was going to be a dynamic player for us. He's a great leader. He's a team guy. He's a great student. He's a great football player. I'm really proud to have been associated with him.
Please welcome Burlsworth Trophy finalist James Carpenter of James Madison University.
Okay, so James, Coach Cignetti was actually at Elon when he first saw you, right? You
Yes,
were
sir.
at a football camp. Tell us about that.
Yes, sir. It was just a summer. I was going to all the football camps, and Coach Cignetti and their staff, they had some interest in me, so I went there. But I went there as a lineman, funny enough, but I think it all worked out.
Yeah, so you were an offensive lineman, and he kept that video of you. Did you even know that?
I did not, but he's told me a couple times, but I think he quickly realized that I was a little too short to play the line. But it all worked out.
And yet, you finished your high school career. What were you thinking at that point when I guess nobody had offered you a scholarship?
Yeah, I was still going to go to James Madison University. I applied regular decision. I was going to go as a normal student. My sister went there, so I'd been to enough games. But, like I said, I was going to go as a normal student until kind of late in the process. Coach Haynes, our defensive coordinator, he texted me, and I was through the moon.
Now, you grew up in a pretty small town, right? Your high school had 400 students?
Yeah, like K through 12. It was a small Catholic private school, but yeah, it was around 400 students.
Okay, so now you go to James Madison where they've got 20,000 students. What was it like the first time you just walked around campus?
It was definitely a bit of a shock. Seeing all those students. I had the same friends my entire life, so it was definitely a bit of a culture shock. I had a lot of doubts at first, but I settled down after a while.
And as a walk-on, they probably didn't even know you played football. You probably felt like a regular student, huh?
Yeah, I don't really look like a football player. I'm big, but at the same time, I'm not tall. Don't have really any too good of qualities about me when you look at me. But it feels good to do it.
Then what drove you to play the game, knowing that you weren't as tall as they'd like you to be?
Yeah, I mean, like these other guys, you want to prove everyone wrong, want to prove the haters wrong. It just drives us more. It pushes us to do all the hard work, and we want to prove it to everyone who doubted us.
What did you have to do differently to get an advantage as a defensive lineman against the offensive lineman you faced?
Yeah, I mean, being a shorter guy, you gotta kind of use what I have to the best of my ability. Like they like to say, leverage is king in football, so I try and use that. Quickness, agility, technique, all that I kind of got used to my advantage. I'm not the biggest guy, I'm not the heaviest guy, but I try and use what I have to the best of my ability.
You were there when James Madison moved up a grade in football. What was that like for your team?
Yeah, it's been a wild 2 years. lot of unknowns, a lot of doubts at first, but I think, these past years, we've definitely put James Madison, on the map, and, we got a great group of guys, great group of coaches, and I couldn't be more proud.
Mm-hmm. You actually, this year, you're undefeated, and ESPN came to your campus. Did the players get to even see what was going on there?
Yeah, on Friday before we had our walkthrough, a couple of us went to the Pat McAfee show. We all kind of like watching him, so we all went there. I'm not sure if Coach Sig liked that, but we had to take a visit, but it was a fun time.
And what did you learn about Pat McAfee?
I think we kind of learned what we already knew. He's fun to watch, fun to listen to, and even better in person.
Really? Okay. You guys are going to get to play in your first bowl as a Division I program. Nobody will ever do that again. What's that like? It's
amazing. It's a great feeling. Proud to be a part of this university. A lot of changes happened, but we still got the same group of guys. We're going to go out there. We're going to fight, and like I said, I couldn't be more proud, and I'm got a great group of guys with me.
Unusual situation because your coach has taken another job. You still play in this bowl game. You have an interim coach, I suppose.
Yes, sir. Offensive line coach, Coach Robo. Like I said, it's a lot of change, a lot of unknowns going on right now. But wouldn't want anyone else in charge. I'll fight for him. I'll run through a brick wall for him, and I can't wait.
Hope he doesn't ask you to do that.
Yeah, not yet.
You've heard that phrase frequently. Nobody asks that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got another year, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One more year.
What are you thinking for next year?
Not sure. Still kind of thinking it out. Talking to my parents. Not entirely sure yet, but we'll come to a decision soon.
Mm-hmm. And your major, you've already got your master's degree, am I correct, or you're working on it?
I'm working on it, yes, sir.
Okay, and so your undergraduate is sports administration and recreation. What would you like to do with that? Kind of same lines as Drake. Not entirely sure. Football would be a nice option, but I think when it comes to that time, we'll figure it out. I'm kind of a bit of a procrastinator, so don't really have a thing in line right now, but I think I'll figure it out. Well, you don't have to procrastinate any longer. The night is here. We're glad to have you here. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for James Carpenter.
For over 20 years, they've been coming. From all corners of the state, they came. They came for an experience they would never forget. To see the Razorbacks for the very first time. These are the Burls kids. And it's more than attending a game. It's learning about the life and legacy of Brandon Burlsworth. And no matter what their situation is, they too can win. So whether it be at Reynolds Razorback Stadium in Fayetteville or in Little Rock at War Memorial, the Burls kids are there. And after all these years, it just wouldn't seem like game day without them.
Welcome to the one and only Oklahoma, where world-class scholars and scientists are connecting to protect the one world, one planet that connects us all. Rhodes Scholars? Check. Largest research engine in the state? Check. The next generation realizing a new American dream? Okay. Actually, it's better than okay. It's OKLAHOMA. It's the one university where one OU family makes up the one and only Oklahoma.
Now let's take a look at the history of the Burlsworth Trophy and highlights from winners of the previous years. Just like our three finalists here tonight, they are a very impressive group.
Brandon Burlsworth began his college career as a walk-on. Before he played his last game, he was a two-time All-Conference player, a first-team All-American, and had completed his master's degree. In 2008, discussions began about creating a new college football award to recognize players who began their career on that same path as a walk-on. When Marty Burlsworth and Brian Reindl set out to create the award, they wanted something personal and unique. It had to be special. Arkansas artist and sculptor Raymond Gibby was selected for the job, and the utmost care and research was put into making sure every detail was correct.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. The Brandon Burlsworth Trophy.
The Burlsworth Trophy has been called one of the top art pieces in all of college football. It's for those that believe in themselves, put in the work, and never give up. An aerospace engineering major, named one of the smartest athletes in sports, and included in Bleacher Report's 25 greatest walk-ons of the BCS era. The winner of the inaugural Burlsworth Trophy in 2010 was Georgia Tech center Sean Bedford. At the University of Southern Mississippi, he broke all of Brett Favre's passing records. In his senior season alone, he threw for 3,496 yards and 30 touchdowns. 2011 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Southern Miss quarterback Austin Davis. He completed his senior season leading the Big Ten with a school record 270 completions for 3,271 yards and 24 touchdowns. A competitor to the core, he played the game with grit and determination. 2012 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Penn State quarterback Matt McGloin. He holds the school record for most career receptions, and after a stellar college career, he was drafted by his own in-state NFL team, the Green Bay Packers. 2013 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Wisconsin wide receiver Jared Abbrederis. During his senior season, he broke the FBS record for career receptions and finished his collegiate career with 387 receptions for 4,541 yards and 35 touchdowns. East Carolina wide receiver and 2014 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Justin Hardy. Finishing his college career with a record of 33-6 as a starter, this former walk-on went on to win the Heisman Trophy and was the first overall pick in the 2018 NFL Draft. The only two-time winner of the Burlsworth Trophy, winning in 2015 and 2016, Oklahoma's Baker Mayfield. A three-time All-Pac-12 Conference selection, he holds the conference record for career passing yards, throwing for 14,486 yards and 119 touchdowns. Washington State quarterback and 2017 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Luke Falk. He's known for catching the winning touchdown pass in the closing seconds of the 2016 National Championship game. And in Las Vegas, he's one of those guys that opposing defenses have to game plan for. 2018 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Clemson wide receiver, Hunter Renfrow. A two-time All-Big Ten selection and a two-time All-American. He holds the school record for tackles for loss and was named Team MVP 2 years running. 2019 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Michigan State defensive end, Kenny Willekes. A four-year starter who earned All-ACC honors 3 consecutive years. Named to the All-ACC academic team for 4 consecutive years, this 2-time team captain was the anchor of the offensive line. 2020 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Pittsburgh center Jimmy Morrissey. A natural leader, this 2-time Burlsworth Trophy finalist and 2-time team captain defied the odds, garnering All-SEC and All-American honors. Arkansas linebacker and 2021 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Grant Morgan. This former walk-on and Burlsworth Trophy finalist won not 1, but 2 college football playoff national championships. And he was named MVP in both. He is rightfully nicknamed the Mailman because he delivered. 2022 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Georgia quarterback Stetson Bennett. Now that is an impressive group of outstanding young men. The only question is, who's next?
That is an impressive group. Our next finalist also began his college career at the Division II level, but he has had no problem adapting to the D1 level. Let's take a look at Cody Schrader.
I'll describe it as a movie. Like, you can't make things up like that. You know, this guy started from the bottom and now he's here. Like, that's a real-life statement.
Cody Schrader's road to SEC success started at Division II Truman State. It was after a record-breaking 4th season that Cody decided to walk on at Missouri. He was starting by Week 8 last year. In this season, he's the leading rusher in college football's premier conference.
Just his story, what he's been through. You know, he's been through adversity. He's one of the strongest dudes I know, mentally and physically, and he outworks everyone.
I would describe Cody as an old-school throwback physical football player who maximizes toughness, work ethic, and talent to create the best running back in the country.
Coach Drink admires the way Cody leads.
He's a guy who encourages our players on a daily basis. He's a guy who stands up and holds players accountable on a daily basis, and he's a guy who leads by example through his performances.
And this is the case where the best player has the best work ethic.
Cody's always working extremely hard. When the first guy's in, the last guy's out, and he's always pushing himself and pushing his other teammates. And, you know, I'm so glad he's on our team.
It's crazy because I'm not surprised about his success at all, just because I've seen all the hard work he's put in since I've got here. You know, I've only been here a year, and I've seen, like, Cody's one of the hardest working people I've ever been around. And, you know, just to see his success paying off for him, it makes sense why you should work hard.
And this season, Cody has been the face of Mizzou football.
I think Cody's the heart and soul of our team.
Cody means everything to this Missouri team. You know, number 7, you know, he's from Missouri. He's putting on for us, and he's just working really hard. And, you know, we wouldn't be in the situation we were in without Cody.
I say he's the foundation. He's what a Missouri Tiger is in all ways. And, yeah, he's the perfect model of a Missouri Tiger.
Please welcome Burlsworth Trophy finalist Cody Schrader of Missouri.
Now, Cody, when I saw them carrying you off the field, that's kind of a Rudy moment, isn't it? Did you compare that to the movie Rudy?
Yeah, I think a little bit, but I think just for me, I mean, it was just really cool to see my teammates, and I think that just speaks volume to the brotherhood that we have built at that university, and I know they would do that for any other teammate, not just me. So to have that type of team, have that type of culture is extremely special.
Now, let's go back to high school. You had some amazing numbers in high school, and yet nobody offered you a scholarship. What were you thinking?
Yeah, you know, through that process, I never really knew what was kind of going on. You know, I was just trying to just play the best that I could every single game. But, you know, when it came up to my senior year, you know, definitely a lot of hard conversations and just a lot of lonely moments. Just because you think you're putting in the work and you're winning football games and you're putting up the numbers that, that might spark a school to want to offer you. And for me, in my case, I've had no Division II schools. I had some NAIA offers, and no Division I schools. So, just kind of left kind of with an unknown of kind of what was next.
So you went to Truman State. Most in the room wouldn't know much about Truman State. What is Truman State known for? Truman State is most known for, I think, for the education and the degree, because I think that's like, I tell people all the time, that's like where the smartest people, I think, go to school, just because I think all the valedictorians are all bundled up at that school. So I don't know how I got in. I think that's the biggest question that I got to ask. But it's a small town, but I think the town is filled with amazing people and really big football fans. And, I created some lifelong friendships there. And my head coach there, Greg Nesbitt, was one of my first role models that I had in my life. And, he kind of taught me the game of football and really was up by my side even when I decided to transfer. I have to ask you, after that glowing recommendation of your school, who's the most famous person from there, if they're all that smart?
I think the girl from The Office is she went to Truman State. So other than that, I'm not real sure who else is, from there. So we actually have one Truman grad in the stands, so, he might be one of the smartest. But, I think the girl from The Office is from there, too. So.
Very good. So you grew up in St. Louis. Was Missouri a natural move for you?
It was always a dream of mine. You get to grow up hearing about the Missouri Tigers, and being from St. Louis, that was like our team that we rooted for, along with the Rams before they left us. But it was always a dream of mine to play there. And I remember I got a little buzz in high school. I think it was like my junior or senior year from Mizzou. Completely different coaching staff, and they came to my school, and then that was the last I've ever one visit, and then I never heard anything again from them. So when this opportunity came, it was more like I'm going to prove, those guys wrong, and that I always kind of belonged at this level.
Now, when you got there were a few guys ahead of you on the depth chart, weren't there?
Yeah, I think I came in probably last on the depth chart. I think I was like number 8.
Number 8. So you're 8th on the depth chart. What are you thinking at that point?
Yeah, my thought process when I got there is nobody really knew who I was. When I got there, there was a little buzz about, I led Division II in rushing. And so I kind of had that going for me, but I knew my way in was to get in with the strength coaches because I figured out early on that they meet with the head coach every single day. So I would show up, I work out at 6:30, I'd be there at 5:30. And then just through that and that consistency, I got to build relationships with the strength coaches, and I got to build a relationship with our head strength coach, and hopefully he was putting in good words for me. That was kind of my thought process, is that if I can build a relationship with him, maybe he's telling good things to Coach Drink, and I can get an opportunity.
So if you're making recommendations, that's a good tip for anybody. Then get in with the strength coach.
Yeah, and I think when people ask me like what's kind of like a key to it, if you walk on at a big SEC or any Division I program, I think the strength coaches is where you want to start. I think if you can show them your consistency, your work ethic, your dedication, and not only just that, but being able to be a vocal leader, be a leader in those groups and during your workout times, and hopefully, like I said, they'll put in good words for you.
Okay, so the SEC, like the Big 12, we had Oklahoma here, loaded with amazing athletes.
Yeah.
What's it like the first time you line up as a running back and you're looking at those guys on the other side?
It was definitely a shock to me, and that's no discredit to any, Division II players, but the speed of the game and especially at playing against, SEC defenses, they don't make mistakes, and if they make mistakes, they're extremely fast and athletic enough to make up for those mistakes. And I think a perfect example of that is we played Florida this past season, and I was running outside zone to the left, and I hit the cutback, thought it was going to be a 60-yard touchdown. Next thing I know, I'm in the arms of a 300-pound lineman getting pile drived into the turf. So it's just hits like those that you got to be able to take, just because you're going up against first-round draft picks every single week.
Well, you went up against a really good team in Tennessee. The SEC is in its 91st year, and you were the first ever to rush for 200, catch for 100. What was that like? Did you even know that while you were playing?
No, that was one of those games that I think that you only have once, maybe a career, maybe once every couple of years. It was like when you're just in that flow state feel of the game, and that game, that was extremely personal for us from what, the previous year, the outcome of that game was. So, I think everybody was just locked in, and that game had a different feel to it. So, yeah, during the game I was, not really paying attention to the yards or, receiving yards that I had until it was like to the end of the game. Somebody on the sideline came up to me and, explained it to me.
Wow, amazing. Okay, you had an unusual graduation day, too. Let's go back to your junior year. You graduated, but it was an unusual circumstance.
Yeah, so on that, we just got, announced where we were going to go to a bowl game, and I had to graduate, and I was texting Coach Drink. I was like, hey, is there any way you can, move practice up so, I can make it and some of the other guys can as well? He's like, no, I want you guys to enjoy, this experience. You only get to graduate once. And then something that didn't sit right with me just because I wanted to be the best prepared possible and, for that game because I knew it was going to be a big game. And so I was texting our quarterback, Brady. I was like, hey, can you send me the script? He wasn't answering. I was texting the running back coach. I was like, hey, can you send me the script? He finally answered me and sent it out. And then I just went out on the field that night and just was running through the plays, running through the scripts. And to me, that didn't feel like I was doing anything special or, anything out of the ordinary for myself just because that was how I've always prepared. And it wouldn't have changed just because, I was graduating. I was going to still get that work in.
But then what'd you think when you saw Brandon Burlsworth doing the same thing in the movie?
Yeah, I think that's, pretty special. I saw the movie about 2 or 3 years ago, and now to kind of be here and be a part of this ceremony and be a part of, this foundation and be able to experience it and get to meet his family and stuff like that is extremely special. There's a lot of similarities that I think Brandon has that I have, and I think with Drake and James that they have as well. I think just that walk-on mentality that when nobody's believing in you, you got to believe in yourself, and it takes those, 10 p.m. Times alone by yourself to really get where you want to go.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you'd like to play some more football. When it's over, what would you like to do next?
Yeah, I've really been thinking about maybe getting into coaching at the high school level, maybe doing some getting into business, real estate, different stuff like that. I know my number one goal is to make some money, live a comfortable life and, and be able to experience life. And then be able to coach and maybe just give back to younger kids and, kind of inspire them.
Very good. Thank you, Cody. That's Cody Schrader, ladies and gentlemen.
Meaningful success. What does that take? It takes intellect and action. We are finding the solution, leading the charge, positively affecting the world. Where there is purpose, there's passion. When there's passion, there's action. Every day, no matter what we're doing, we are being the change.
By the way, I heard character on The Office, and I literally Googled it while you were talking with Rick. Jenna Fisher from Truman State. I had no idea. That is impressive. One of our finalists last year was Purdue quarterback Aidan O'Connell, who had a great college career. Now, some of you may be thinking, Aidan O'Connell, that name sounds familiar. Well, it should. He is now the starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. Not only is Aidan a great player, he's even a better person.
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great evening. Just want to say, first and foremost, thank you to Marty, to Vicky, to the whole Burlsworth family for allowing me this opportunity to speak to you guys. It's a tremendous honor. Drake, James, and Cody, you guys are sitting in seats that I was sitting in less than a year ago, and so I can't tell you how proud I am. What an amazing accomplishment it is to get to the point where you guys are, to be honored for a trophy that means this much to so many people. I think, the Burlsworth name is so popular, and for good reason. Brandon's story is inspiring people even now today, and obviously the legacy being carried on through this trophy. And so just want to say my congratulations to you guys for getting to this point. Like I said, crazy to think that less than a year ago I was sitting in your seats, and a lot has happened since, and I know for you guys a lot will happen in the next year. And so if I could give any advice, I would say to enjoy this trip, as you guys I'm sure already have. Enjoy these moments. Again, this trophy means more than just playing football. Obviously, it is about playing football, but it shows where you came from. It shows all it took to get to where you guys are, the friends, the family support that it took. I know for my journey, being a walk-on was, obviously the stories now are awesome, but I know at the time I didn't think they were super fun, being pretty low on the depth chart when I got to Purdue and having to work my way up and being lucky enough to play after, a lot of things outside of my control happening. And so I know your guys' stories are similar. It's hard to come in as a walk-on. You have a chip on your shoulder from day one. And so, again, let that chip carry you for a long time. The passion, the love of the game that is linked to being the walk-on. You can't be a walk-on and have success and not have that love, not have the passion. You're playing the game a lot of the times for the purity of the game. And so I would exhort you guys to continue to do that, continue to find joy in the pureness of football. It is a game at the end of the day, but it's a game that can give you so much, that can, if you're willing to put the time and the work in, allow you a lot of opportunities. And so, again, as you guys are honored with this award, take it all in, reflect on the moments, make sure to thank the people around you, the friends and family that got you to where you are. Tell them you love them. Even being a walk-on and, having to do a lot by yourself, you didn't get here by yourself. And so be sure to be thankful, be grateful. Obviously I didn't even win the award, and Marty and Vicky are still asking me to make videos like this, and Vicky's often texting my wife. And so it's just a tight-knit group. It's a great family that, they care so much about the person, the winners and the finalists all together. And so, again, congratulations, Drake, James, Cody. Best of luck in your guys' future. I'll definitely be watching. You guys are part of the family now, so congratulations.
On October 31st, 74 nominees were announced for the 2023 Burlsworth Trophy. A few days later, the selection committee announced 10 semifinalists. You saw how great they were. So to make the top 10, great accomplishment. To be these three guys, it's pretty amazing. That's extra special, and you are all to be congratulated on this amazing achievement. Give it up. All right, we ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the moment has arrived. I will now invite Marty Burlsworth back to the stage to do the honors and announce our 2023 Burlsworth Trophy winner.
Wow.
You got
it?
it?
Woo. With great support from loving families, our finalists have overcome the odds and have had unbelievable college careers. And I think they would all agree that it's been an incredible journey.
It's about hopes and dreams. And these three young men have the distinct honor of being known as Burlsworth Trophy finalists. That will never go away. It's forever. It's family.
Truly is a family. And regardless of the name in this envelope, James, Cody, Drake, you are part of the family. Forever a Burlsworth Trophy finalist. The winner of the 2023 Burlsworth Trophy from the University of Missouri, Cody Schrader.
First, I just want to say thank you for safely allowing me back in the state of Arkansas. But no, really, I want to just say thank you to the Brandon Burlsworth Foundation for allowing James, Drake, and I to be a part of this. This is something that we're definitely going to remember for a long time, and allowing our families to be a part of this as well is something that's going to be extremely special down the road for us to talk about one day. I also just want to say thank you to Marty and Vicky. You guys are some of the sweetest and most kind people that I've met, and I know Brandon would definitely be proud of what you guys have done by continuing his legacy by this foundation. And everything that you guys have done for the University of Arkansas and for the state of Arkansas and for his legacy. So for that, I want to give you guys a round of applause. Next, I want to say thank you to everybody that supported me throughout this entire journey. Steve, Lisa, Shiko, my dad and mom, my sisters, Coach Drink. Without your guys' support and without your guys' just every day being in my corner, and cheering me on, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't have the opportunity to walk on and fulfill a childhood dream of mine. So for that, I want to say thank you to all you guys as well. Finally, my journey from high school to Truman State Division II to the University of Missouri, it wasn't easy. It definitely had a lot of lonely nights, a lot of just the unknown of what was going to happen with my career. But the only thing that I stayed true to was the work. I think the only thing that kind of follows work is results, and I truly believe that anything you want in this life that you can achieve, it just really takes the dedication, the discipline, and you got to love this game. And I know just from meeting you, James, and you, Drake, that you guys truly love this game, and you guys embody what Brandon and what this foundation means. And no matter the outcome tonight, we've already won just because nobody believed that we'd be here. So I appreciate getting to know you guys, and yeah, my biggest thing that I kind of want to, hopefully to inspire the youth and kids that maybe look at our stories and the relentless consistency that it takes to be successful playing Division I football. Never let nobody tell you no. I think Brandon was an epitome of that. He would never take no for an answer, no matter what the case was. And just watching the movie and then getting to experience his family, you really got to know who he was as a person and what weight this trophy holds. And it's something that I'm eternally grateful for. And I'm just really thankful for this event, thankful for all the support. MIZ.
What an incredible evening this has been. A huge thank you to the families of our finalists for being with us, and also the representatives from the universities for being here as well. James, Drake, Cody, you were all absolutely an inspiration to us. Always bet on yourself. I remember that from the talk with Rick. Thank you for being with us tonight, and we look forward to seeing you again next year. Good night. Thank you, guys.